buckle up, grab a spoon, pour yourself a cereal bowl.
I'm going to discuss issues going on in the world. Everything from complacency to social stigmas to lighting the dark about what it's really like to be a business owner daily. This conversation isn't as common as it should be. This is why I'm giving you an inside look into what it means to thrive, not just survive, and what it means to allow consistency to conquer complacency. Now, it won't all be strippers and burritos, friends. In fact, sometimes it's going to be shrapnel and darkness. So buckle up, grab a spoon, and pour yourself a cereal bowl.
We show you what being a business owner's like. They take you behind the scenes of a business owner's life. Not just the flashy stuff they show, but what goes on day to day. The good and the ugly and what it takes to pay the way. We talk about what others don't talk about. Secrets we don't keep it, this is where we let it all out. It's time to go to another episode. So buckle up, grab a spoon, pour yourself a cereal bowl.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Funnel Friday with me, Bryce, from The Inbound Secret and funnel-driven part of Virtually Limitless. Trey wanted me to hop on and do Funnel Fridays for you guys. So I've got this machine, and this camera, but we're going to do this in kind of a weird way. So whoever does hop on, we're going to kind of do Q&A separate from just a brief lesson. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see the whiteboard. I'm going to be writing on that here in a moment. And then any questions you have, feel free to put them in chat, but I won't see them until I come back to this side of the camera. So I'm using the iPhone, so that way when I write, it's not backwards. If I do it this way and I can see at the same time, it's just not going to work super well. What's going on, Becky? So I want to make sure that we can get through kind of the meat of this, and then I'll hop back on and we'll do a face-to-face. I'll do a Q&A. I'll answer any questions you guys put in chat. But today's Funnel Friday is pretty straightforward. We're going to cover the high-level concepts of what funnels are, how you should instrument them, what the purpose of the ecosystem is, and then I'm going to blueprint for you. So let's get to it. I'm going to flip the camera around. I'll see you on that side. Remember, any comments you put down here, anything that you write to me, I won't see right away. It'll have to happen after I do the whiteboard for you guys. So let's get started. Hopefully all of you guys can see this. I believe you can. So let's get rocking and rolling. Welcome to Funnel Friday, day one. So, a lot of you guys in here are either familiar with funnels or maybe you're brand new to funnels, but I want to cover a few things for you. The word funnel and ecosystem in my vocabulary are synonymous and can be replaced. A true sales funnel is an ecosystem. If I could spell, that would be great. There we go. A lot of the internet community has decided that sales funnel means landing page. That is not the case. A true sales funnel is taking cold traffic and helping them be identified, capturing their attention, converting their attention, retaining them as a client, nurturing them, having all of the systems in place to do that. So from 0 to 100. That's the definition of an ecosystem, and that's the true definition of a sales funnel. So that's going to be what we're talking about today. Now, I'm going to cover two main sales funnels today. And I'm going to blueprint these for you right now. So we've got the Ask system. And many of you are familiar with Ask campaigns. This is how to do it in a sales funnel. And then the general lead gen campaign. Now, both of these are going to have a starting point, and you'll see that placed here in the middle of social media, organic traffic, ads, groups. It's your source. So when we're talking about your source, this works for both of them. This is your Facebook ads, etc. Primarily, most of you are going to start with Facebook ads. It's the most profitable way to start advertising, especially since you're here in Facebook to begin with. So we're going to focus on that. Later on down the road, in future Funnel Fridays, I'll introduce LinkedIn, Twitter advertising, Google, YouTube, pre-roll, post-roll, press. We'll get all into the nitty-gritty, but for today, I want to give you a high-level overview of sales funnels, their mechanics, and kind of how they the process works, so to speak. So if we were to split this board straight down the middle, there's two different ways that you really want to be able to capture your leads information in the form of a sales funnel, whether it be appointment setting or list building or subscriber building, or you're looking to just get penetration of your market, or you're doing consumer reporting or focus groups. The concepts are the same. Most of you are going to be doing lead gen or some kind of sales aspect where a subscriber list is necessary, such as e-com. We're going to start with the ask system. So an ask campaign by design is you want to be able to ask or survey your ideal clients and the avatars you've put in place, your audience, to get customer feedback as well as to position your offers in the right way. So this is typically done through survey modules. If you want to take a look at one of the ones that we use here at Funnel Driven and the Inbound Secret, if you go to workwithfdllc.com, you can just take a good example. You don't have to opt in. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but it gives you a visual representation of what an ask or a survey system is. Now these work pretty straightforward. You're going to have your ad or your source that we talked about up here. Now this is going to be pushing a presentation. Your offer is to ask a question. You're surveying your audience. So you can start with an ad similar to what's your general opinion of X in X? So let's say that you're a car salesman. You could ask your audience, what's been your experience buying cars from used car sales lots? And have a survey that captures that information. So your ad is to drive them for whatever your ask is, and this leads them to your first part of your sales funnel. This is your squeeze page. Now, on an ask campaign, this is typically where the survey starts as well. You can put in a bridge page. It's actually recommended to use bridge pages these days because Facebook is really cracking down and like cracking the whip on poor marketing campaigns. Now, before I go any further in today's lesson, I want you guys to be aware of something. Facebook's new updates, their new algorithms, their new policies, their new biz manager, their new features, all have some relevance to their page ranking, their account quality score. You guys need to at all times keep your page score above 2 and your ad account score above 2. If they drop below 2, they will start penalizing you on ad delivery, ad process, how many people they show it to, your cost per, your CPM, your cost per result, your cost per really anything, your cost per anything. They're going to penalize you. Your learning phase will be longer, review process will be longer. You may have more denials or reviews or appeals. Now, if you drop below 1, they will shut your page off and they will keep penalizing you. So be sure that all content you put out is quality content. It needs to connect the community and you need to make sure you're compliant. If you have questions about that, we'll cover that in another Funnel Friday. And if you need immediate help on compliance, feel free to PM me or drop a comment and tag me in the group. I am always happy to help. To continue our lesson on the Ask campaign. Now, if you do the bridge set's basically just a landing page and it'll have like a button that will take them to your survey, right? It's just an addition to it. But your survey then comes in and your survey is going to look something like, here's your proposed question. And then here's their spot for their contact info and their answers, right? And then submit button. Now this is going to then lead them to a thank you page and then back to the community. Now, why is this a good way to start a marketing campaign if you're trying to penetrate a market or get a better, concise idea of who your ideal client is? Well, to put it simply, this is basically polling your audience for direct feedback of what they want and how they want it. Now, this also lets you go ahead and get customer info for your list. But more importantly, it lets you track them. Your Facebook pixel goes right here and right here. So I'm going to go into how that's installed here in a second. It's going to attribute to both the lead gen set and the ad system. But your Facebook pixel, when you set up your ad account, if you have not already done so, you're going to take the general code. In ClickFunnels, you just go to the settings and you drop your main Facebook pixel code at the funnel level, so it covers all of your pages. Same as on Spark Builder, WordPress, etc. You put the main Facebook pixel code to cover all of your pages, your whole site. You put your event code, in this case, lead generated on page load, on the page after you collect information, the thank you page. That triggers an event your pixel will fire, telling you and tracking who was on your site, how far they went, what the tracking was, what their visual implication was, if it was a page view, if it was a lead generated, if it was a survey completed, etc. Now there are more event codes, but for the sake of today, we're talking about the lead gen concept both in the Ask campaign and the traditional lead gen campaign. So once you've got this information, you've pixelated these consumers, you can immediately start retargeting them with additional ads. That can be value offers, it can be white pages, it can be sales offers, it can be appointment offers, but now you're warming the audience up. You're moving them through the 4 pillars of growth. You've identified them, you've captured their attention, now you need to convert that attention to actionable opportunities and move them through your sales pipeline, through your sphere of influence. The next one we're going to talk about today is the lead gen campaign. A lot of you guys know these. A lot of you guys have been through these yourselves. Some of you may even have these. Now there's really basic ones and there's really complex ones. We're going to talk about a basic one and evolve it down the road, just to make things easy for you. So once again, we always start with a source. This is going to be your ad. Now in a traditional lead gen campaign, you are following some kind of scripting or some kind of offer or some kind of presentation where you're following the tradition of media. What I mean by that is think of TV commercials, think of print ads, think of radio ads. You need to entertain your audience, educate your audience, provide value to your audience, and then extract a lesson and solve a pain point. So it's 80% entertainment, 20% call to action, 80% fun, 20% business. That is going to transition to a higher conversion, a lower cost per lead, more impressions, a better frequency, an all-around better advertising experience. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind when we're talking about these. Your ad for lead gen should solve pain. Now what I mean by that, if you sell homes, the pain point is you're solving somebody's lack of having a home, a place they can raise their family, they can make memories, they can build a bond, they can live at, they own. If you sell mortgages, you're solving the pain of somebody being able to buy a home. If you sell cars, the pain is transportation and what transportation can mean to their family. Digital marketing, which is one of the things that we sell, our pain point is solving people's complacency where they're at, their stagnation where they're at, the plateau that they are at, and solving that pain point so that they can grow, thrive, not just survive, make an impact, help others, give back to charities, communities, other people, and change the world. There are a ton of different ways to do this, but the most important is your ad needs to convey emotion, not just facts. Now, a simple example of this is, are you looking to do X without Y to get Z, right? Are you trying to, I don't know, a digital marketing example. Are you trying to level up your business even though you're fighting 2020 without having to spend countless hours cold calling and hounding and spamming people so that you can make a bigger impact and change lives? Just as an example. You can modify that formula to basically anything. The second formula is the like, enjoy, love formula. And that's something along the lines of you will like to be able to experience freedom both financially and individually. You'll enjoy what you'll be able to do and the change you can make in others' lives, while you can love the aspect of knowing that you're instrumental in a growing economy. You can change that to fit your model as well, but it's just a good example. Now, this particular platform almost always leads to a landing page that looks similar to this. It's going to be a large headline, a subheadline, some kind of video that reconfirms their pain and your ability to solve that pain while adding authority to yourself, or a hero image, you can use those too, with a break, and then a sub-headline, or a smaller headline, I guess I should say, with a sub, and then bullet points, and then a call to action. This is all above the break, so above the fold of the page. And then you've got like your disclaimers and additional information and testimonials here and all of that good stuff, right? That adds social proof. This page then leads them to either a pop-up when they click the button, and that can be their form, or to another page where you collect the information, and then obviously to the thank you page, or appointment, like a Calendly, right? So your objective in this one, it can be after the Ask campaign, or it can be in lieu of, or they can work together or separately. But your objective on this one is to get a warm lead to become a hot lead, to become a prospect and potentially set an appointment or give you the information so that you can call them and pitch your service, your value, your offer, etc. Now, in the case of e-com, when you're doing this, it's for list building. You need to build a gigantic subscriber list so that you can consistently reach people via social media, via ads, via emails, via retargeting, via text message, the whole 9 yards. Because that's how e-com performs the best. For sales professionals doing B2B sales or B2C sales, this builds your CRM, giving you a consistent pipeline of people to help serve, and gets you the data that you want for retargeting. Now, in the sequence of how these sales funnels really work, we could spend all day talking about kind of the pages. But what I want to kind of lean to wrap today up on our first Funnel Friday is show you a generalized flow, just a very simplistic drawing of how these help you identify, capture, convert, retain, and reuse information. So you've got your ads. This is almost always stage one. Now, in place of ads, you can do organic traffic. You can do group traffic. You can do referral traffic. You can do all of them if you want. But these all lead to your landing page sequence, your portion of the sales funnel. Now, these landing page sequences are what we just went over on the last two, where the board was split. Those were two different landing page sequences. Very simplistic ones, but in and of themselves. Now, once people go through your landing page sequence, whatever that may entail, this then sends them to retargeting, your subscribers, and your follow-up. Now, most people end there. You're not most people. You're virtually limitless, right? So what we want to do is we want to take people from this initial inception, and then we want to level them up. We want them to consume more data. We want to pre-frame your sales. We want them to become ranting and raving fans. We want you to build authority, and we're going to do that with content. This is where IBB comes into play, otherwise known as intent-based branding. Now we've kind of changed this a little bit for what we call the inbound method, but for today's talk, we're going to talk traditional intent-based branding. It's typically 4 to 7 weeks, depending on how you do it, and it is an evergreen system. To do it properly, you need to have videos or the ability to go live and then turn those videos into ads. You are going to go value, 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 soft CTA, value, hard CTA, FOMO, fear of missing out CTA, follow-up, reset, or retarget. Now, this is not the only flow for intent-based branding. This is just one that's very easy and effective for you to do. This removes your necessity to have to go in and have 47 different layers of interests, behavioral data. You can start this with almost no data, and everybody watching this can benefit from it. Now, any data that you do have that you can leverage will just boost these results. Now, what I mean by this flow is video 1, cold audience, completely broad targeting, basically the minimum you need to let Facebook's algorithm do their thing. You're just going to be providing value. You're going to answer pain points, answer questions, provide value, give assets, actually help people by helping people. Same as video 2, but it's going to be a follow-up to video 1. The people that engage with video 1, you're going to retarget with video 2, based on breakpoints of 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% engagement. Then from there, you're going to retarget those participants on more refined breakpoints, 5, 15, 25, 50, 75, 100, etc. Now, in the third video, you're going to have a soft call to action. Typically speaking, this part of the funnel is almost always neglected. A soft call to action is not a click a button or click below. It's you verbally having a pattern break where you interrupt yourself with a different train of thought and you offer them to go somewhere to give them something free with no expectation of information or return. Just a download, go watch this video, go consume this data, get free stuff with no expectation of getting information. That lets you track them once again. Then you're going to immediately start retargeting with your next video with a hard call to action. This is where you want their information, you want their appointment, you want them to buy a product, you want them to purchase a service, you want to close them and convert them. This is where your ROI starts. Then if they don't take action, those same participants are going to be retargeted by fear of missing out call to action. That's going to be scarcity if it's legitimate. It's going to be social proof. It's going to be your registration, your time frame, your promotion, whatever is going to get them to experience the fear of missing out ethically and with integrity and always moral, but you need to have some kind of trigger to pull at their emotion that they're experiencing pain that you know you can solve so that they can take advantage of that opportunity to work with you and you can solve their issue. From that, it's going to be your follow-up. Your follow-up is going to be you want to have them consume and indoctrinate themselves within your sales funnel. That's going to be your follow-up text, your follow-up emails, your follow-up ads, your follow-up messages, even organic content inside your organic ecosystem, which is your social media profiles, press, etc. We'll get into that in other Funnel Fridays. And then it's going to be your reset and retarget. Now, what that means is people that have gone through this sequence that are still showing propensity and engagement, layers have been added in, you're going to retarget with additional content values or cross offers or upsells, etc. For participants that you don't believe fit any of your information, you're going to kind of reset this frame and position them in a different light. Maybe they're not the best fit to buy a couch, but they're the best fit to buy a tent. Follow that train of thought and let the data show you where to go. Now, last thing that I want to wrap up with. This is something that everybody seems to think about too late when we're talking about sales funnels. You do not have to have the most polished, shiny, beautiful sales funnel on the freaking planet for it to convert. A lot of times, simplicity sells. You need to just be able to, within the first 3 to 5 seconds of somebody coming to your sales funnel, whether it be starting phase at your source or your second phase in your landing page sequence, It be in the part of your sales funnel and ecosystem where we're talking about follow-up and retention. It be your nurturing campaign. It be your 5 C's of scale. Wherever they're at in your sales funnel, from 0 to 100, they just need to be able to identify what you do. They need to be captivated by what you have. They need to know how to purchase from you, and it needs to hold their attention. So if it's the landing page sequence, within 5 seconds, they need to know who you are, what you sell, how to buy it, where you are, and what pain you're going to solve. Think about that when you're thinking about the customer journey, so that your customer always experiences the best methodology for becoming a client of yours, so that you can build out the authority, the relevance, the weight and acuity that you want for a higher edge rank on Facebook, so that your sales funnel, your ecosystem, and all around your sphere of influence grows, so your sales grow, and you can thrive, not just survive, by helping others do the same. Thank you for watching today. I'm going to come to the other side of the camera, answer some questions, read some comments. Now, if anybody's watching the replay, please just tag me if you have a question I didn't answer or you want some information, and then I will see you guys on the next Funnel Friday. All right, guys, I am here. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. What's going on, Austin? It looks like you missed it. Just catch the replay. Becky, if you had any questions, drop them in comments. Anybody else, if you've got questions, comments, anything you want me to cover, any information you want me to cover, I've got the media room all set up. I'll be in here today. I'm happy to answer questions. Let me know if you guys want anything covered specifically for Funnel Friday number 2 coming next week. And I'll wrap up with this. Happy Halloween, happy holidays. Love you all. Remember, you are virtually limitless if you believe you are. Thrive, not just survive. See you later.
Buckle up, grab a spoon, pour yourself a cereal bowl.
I'm going to discuss issues going on in the world. Everything from complacency to social stigmas to lighting the dark about what it's really like to be a business owner daily. This conversation isn't as common as it should be. This is why I'm giving you an inside look into what it means to thrive, not just survive, and what it means to allow consistency to conquer complacency. Now, it won't all be strippers and burritos, friends. In fact, sometimes it's going to be shrapnel and darkness. So buckle up, grab a spoon, and pour yourself a cereal bowl.
We show you what being a business owner's like. They take you behind the scenes of a business owner's life. Not just the flashy stuff they show, but what goes on day to day. The good and the ugly and what it takes to pay the way. We talk about what others don't talk about. Secrets we don't keep it, this is where we let it all out. It's time to go to another episode. So buckle up, grab a spoon, pour yourself a cereal bowl.